And then we take off for 5 a little faster, and then 3, 2, 1, race pace, okay? Stay in sync, all right? Reach, reach, reach. We'll have this, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, you guys.
I'm Eric Baker, and I've spent my life crossing the Southeast on tour as a singer-songwriter. But I recently realized I was always headed to the next town instead of seeing the sights along the way. So I teamed up with my friend Ariel Nicole to check out what we've been missing.
There's a place you've never been that's right where you want to be.
We hope to take you to places you never knew existed or where you've always dreamed of going.
Uncharted.
A few years before Queen Elizabeth unintentionally dubbed Nashville the Music City, after a moving musical performance by the Fisk Jubilee Singers, this state capital was instead regularly referred to as the Athens of the South. Exploding with educational institutions, artistic endeavors, entrepreneurs, and publishing and print houses galore, the city that started as Fort Nashboro during the Civil War was revered for its burgeoning businesses, but even more so for the culture and upper-crust society that called it home. Over time, Nashville proved notable and newsworthy time and time again, claiming titles like the capital of country music, as well as serving as a Flintstone during the civil rights movement on more than one occasion. And as the city limits morphed to encompass more cultures and communities, the metropolitan area became a melting pot of mammoth proportions. When I first moved to Nashville, I must admit, I didn't realize the scale of its diversity. Instead, the first thing I noticed were the seemingly endless cranes as I surveyed her skyline. But the truth of the matter is, more than 140 languages are spoken in Nashville's metropolitan schools. More than 12% of the population is foreign-born, and by 2040, the metropolitan area is predicted to be a majority-minority community. What all those stats translate to is that, in addition to hospitality, this city is home to whatever food, art, movement, or music might move you. And now that I call these hills home, I'd like to put in a little work to sample all that the city has to offer. So on this episode of Tennessee Valley Uncharted, we're digging into the heart of Nashville to hear more about what makes her beat. I recently saw a shirt that read, "We're great on our own, but we're better together." And from what I've heard, the annual Dragon Boats race put on by the Cumberland River Compact is a shining example of this sentiment. Not only does the event shine a spotlight on an ancient sport and the traditions that surround it, it tests teamwork as well, all in the name of protecting an asset that was otherwise going unappreciated.
We're the Cumberland River Compact, and this is our 12th year hosting the Dragon Boat races. And it's our major fundraiser of the year, and we get about 40 teams of 20 paddlers out on the water and one very important drummer, and they race in heats. It's an ancient Chinese competition, but it relies on plenty of fresh water, teamwork, and
They're ready. They're like, let's go.
So we think it's really representative of the work that we do the rest of the year to keep the water clean.
A lot goes into keeping the water clean, right?
Yeah, this is Nashville's drinking water supply. So we're working to make sure that this water is clean, you know, when we get it, when we send it downriver. We do that by trying to clean the water before it hits the river. So that's trees and rain gardens and rain barrels, and we do stream cleanups with a lot of the companies that are out here now. You know, it's fun that people are discovering this river now for recreation, and you know, our belief is the more people that use it, the more vocally they'll advocate that it stays clean.
Yeah, I think when something becomes like personal to you, you know, you appreciate it more and you want to take better care of it and spread awareness. So So where do you see the compact going, or where would you like it to go?
What we're trying to do is give as many people who live in the Cumberland River Basin the information and the power and the tools they need to improve water quality. So we have an online online tool called iCreek, and people can go to that tool, type in their address, find out the name of their nearest stream, whether that stream is clean or polluted, and then the tools that they can use to clean up the stream. And in that way, we think that we're pushing the information to the actual people who, interact with the stream on a daily basis. It's a fun way for us to interact with the people who really care, but may not have just quite everything they need.
Yeah.
So
it's a good partnership.
Yeah,
with you
it's
guys
great.
and the public.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And so, neighbors are adopting streams, schools, churches, businesses. Anybody
wonderful.
can adopt a stream.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is help a charity put on a fundraiser, but what the teams end up doing is we get 20 paddlers to sit pretty close together, and then what they are going to do is everybody's got to paddle together at the same time and get the boats going as quickly as they can. But the paddlers start taking off, and it has to be one movement in the boat, otherwise they get a nice good long stroke rate that sort of shrinks down, and a nice short race becomes an eternity.
Okay.
So the team building.
All right, so teamwork is important.
Yes, ma'am.
What role does the drummer play, though?
Well, he's helping since nobody can we're trying to anticipate what row one is doing, because they are setting the pace in the boat, sort of like the strokers in the rowing boats. So our front strokers start to set the pace, and then the drummers helps to beat the drum on their cadence and their timing. It's also a little bit symbolic to the beginning of the sport, to where the Chinese statesman threw himself into the river. All the villages came out, and it's bad omens to be eaten by a fish in the Chinese culture. So they started to beat the drum, and that way we start to beat the drum to our own cadence, and therefore it developed into the culture of the boat. We have a tendency of calling it organized chaos, because as you start, it seems it can be either 40 fists of fury or a good paddling exercise out there.
Okay.
But,
How long have you been doing this? Because I feel like a while.
probably about 14 years now. I started off with a small honey-do list, and it grew into, hey, I need a partner, quit your job, let's go do this full time. And
That's awesome.
for about the past 7 years, it's been a life on the road and helping out charities. And we're growing our charities, we're growing our business to where our charities recognize that we can help make them a lot of good money in this one-day event. Of course, it's not a one-day event for them, but as it goes to the community, it becomes quite a unique event for them that everybody truly starts to embrace, and the good camaraderie and competitiveness of the community really starts to kind of come out. It's nice. You see people clapping and cheering for each other on the shore, and it really, truly is an honest, good experience out in the water. So.
Got a good, it's competitive, but it's good, friendly, fun competition.
It's got a great vibe to it. It's got a really great vibe to it. So.
That's awesome. Sexy gear, you like that?
Bomb deep and hard.
Yeah!
Faster. Race pace. Okay? Stay in sync. All right? Reach. We'll have this. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
And you can pull the bumpers in the boat.
Go! Okay, bury those paddles. Get your bottom hands wet. Let it ride. Get ready. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was great fun getting to learn a little bit about another culture while competing at the same time. In this instance, I can see that the diversity of this city goes deep beyond the surface, with businesses, organizations, friends, and families spending an afternoon celebrating what they can accomplish when they come together. The proceeds may go to benefit the Cumberland River Compact, but given this river's impact on the lives of the citizens that surround her, I'd say we all walked away as winners. I won't beat around the puck. I don't know a thing about hockey. And until recently, I was under the impression that it was all about aggression. I mean, if you go to the racetrack for the wrecks, I figured you went to the ice rink for the fights. But watching the Nashville Predators bound towards the Stanley Cup during their 2017 season, I must admit that I got caught up in the chase. As it turns out, I'm told this team is on a mission much larger than a title or a trophy. In fact, they're looking to take care of a city that's taking care of them. And in order to see if that statement is true, I'm taking a look at the tasks involved in their first annual Weekend of Giving.
This type of event here tonight is great. We love it. We love being part of it. We love what it benefits. We love who it benefits. You know, I grew up in New Jersey, kind of grew up on hockey. When I moved here, people didn't really know what hockey was, and that has definitely changed over the past 20 years.
When you're putting on these events, what are you hoping is like the ultimate fan experience?
Just crowd reaction, whether it's, you know, it could be good or bad. If there's a military tribute and you see somebody with tears in their eyes, we know made some sort of impact. Obviously, we love cheering and we love people standing, and the more cheering we get and the louder they are, the less I have to do. We like to be creative, and when we're creative and having fun, most of the time that kind of passes out to all the fans, and it kind of transfers to them and they have fun.
Fun is contagious. So.
Yeah, that's hopeful, hopefully. Yeah.
No, I'm excited and I'm looking forward to having fun tonight.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
It's a very passionate event for us because it was our assistant coach, Brent Peterson, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's. He did a golf tournament, we did a golf tournament. Well, why not combine them and do one huge tournament? So now we raise twice as much money and we bring greater awareness to his cause. A lot of his money goes to Parkinson's research and respite and helping the families. If it's something passionate within our organization and it affects our family, then we're all on board. When I first started, I didn't know much about hockey. I'd worked with the NBA before, so I was learning as well as our fan base. This is the SEC, it's football country, it's basketball country, so we were educating our fans what the sport of hockey is, what great athletes we have in the community. When we went to Children's Hospital 10, 12 years ago, we'd walk in the room and the kids would be playing NBA or NFL, and we'll say, do you watch hockey? And the kids would be like, no, not really. And the guy would be like, that's okay, well, I'm so-and-so, here's my autograph. Now we walk in the room and the patients are in their beds wearing Preds shirts, and they're playing NHL on their PlayStation in the room. So the transformation of our patients have just blossomed from being not knowing anything about hockey to being huge Preds fans. We try and do a lot of programs that are helmets off. We want to see the personality of our players. We want to get them out in the community. Sometimes we'll show up in a cul-de-sac and we've told the parents, but not the kids, and the van opens and 2 players jump out with a mascot and all this hockey gear, and then a street hockey clinic breaks out in the cul-de-sac of the neighborhood.
Awesome.
So we've been very grassroots with our distribution of our funds, with our player development, but I think by getting that one fan at a time, we've built to what we have now.
Yeah.
Working with brands this big brings both responsibility as well as opportunity. It took a ton of hands to help put on an event of this scale, but we're just getting started. Tomorrow, they're letting me into a tournament to learn about the links between raising dollars and lowering handicaps. To be a part of professional athletics, it means putting in work that no one will ever see. Hours in the gym, days on the road, practice on the ice. The idea is that it all adds up to mean more than each individual act when it's needed the most. But an afternoon with these athletes has taught me that the truth in training, at least for this team, translates to trials and tribulations as well. Today, they may not be fighting it out with their competitors, but instead they're fighting it out for their fans. In particular, those who could use a little help when life hands them a hard time. Because when it comes to Parkinson's, this is a group of competitors who can back up the chant, we're gonna beat the HE double hockey sticks out of you.
I could tell last night the people of Nashville love the Preds. The Preds love being here. Yeah. They love giving back to the community.
Our team is a special team. They like being together. They like doing the things that, even though they're all millionaires, they all make lots of money. They like being together. They'll do anything to win, and they'll do anything to help their partner do well. A bunch of selfless people with the Predators. I'm so proud to be a part of the organization.
I had my first time meeting Petey. It was probably the second or third guy I met when I came down to Nashville. He's an awesome guy, and you can see the support when you pulled in today, the full parking lot, and how many people show up to show support, and it's really awesome.
Nashville's a special place, and I don't think we can do these kind of things with the country music stars and with all the things that go on here. I don't think we could do these kind of things without being in Nashville. Finn Skill usually is here every year, and he is here every year. He's out with the Eagles right now doing his thing. So, but we have so many people here. What we try to do is give a lot to research, but we have support groups now that I never had when I was diagnosed with Parkinson's 17 years ago. I never had a support group coming out of there, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I had no support. And now there's support groups in Franklin, Mount Juliet, and not only inside of those support groups are activities that like Nia Dance, choir, Petey Cruisers, which is indoor cycling, and Brock Steady Boxing. So all those things are funded partially by PFP, Peterson's for Parkinson's, to make them go every year. Because there's one guy I heard last night, I almost started crying when I heard this, but he said, it's the first time he's ever acknowledged that he had Parkinson's. It was unbelievable. When I asked him, everybody to stand last night, he said his wife said it was the first time he ever acknowledged that he even had Parkinson's. So it was really good to see.
That's incredible. That's a testimony to like what you're doing and how you're impacting people. So.
And I don't usually cry this much.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's very emotional. I mean, you should be.
You can cut that out
proud.
later.
But it's hard to really beat this. It's the amount of people that have showed up and that are here donating on multiple holes, and it all goes towards the foundation. Everyone's got their wallets out, and it's going to an awesome cause.
I've seen a lot of standing up for someone or something since I started this survey of Nashville. Big or small, nothing seems to fall short of saving around these parts. And just downstream, I'm looking to learn how sometimes small salvations can be indicative of big wins.
We're going to try to catch a boulder darter today.
Okay, I'm excited.
One of the most uncommon fish on the planet. It's a fairly new species to science. It was described back in the late 1980s.
Okay.
And when they found it, they discovered it only lived in the Elk River and in Shoal Creek. These rock spots are the only places in the river where they can reproduce.
Okay.
So they find a little spot like this where two rocks are together, and he'll hide out down in there. And set up a spawning spot.
Okay.
And then the female will come in and lay her eggs back in that crevice, and he guards them until they're ready to hatch.
Okay.
They look for areas like this where there's rock piled up. What we're gonna do is go to these rocks and kind of surround it with this net.
Okay.
And I'll get upstream and kind of lift the rocks and try to scoot the fish out from under the rock and into the seine. And then we'll lift that seine up and see if we got any.
Okay.
So the significance of the boulder darter is that it's a part of the natural community. If that rare fish isn't doing well in the river, then the whole community probably isn't. So it's about water quality. So what you all are going to do is come up as close to these rocks as you can.
You want to come around and
Oh, yeah.
And what I'm going to do is lift these rocks, and if there's a boulder darter under it, he's going to scoot out and try to escape and go into the net.
Okay.
In theory. So we're just trying to persuade the fish. Swim into there. Okay, let's lift it. And we caught a fish. I don't think we caught a boulder darter. It's Highland Shiner.
Highland Shiner?
So we caught one fish, not the one we were looking for. This is a Highland Shiner.
So do they live under the rocks too?
No, he's out in the water. We just sort of incidentally caught him.
Okay.
So we're going to keep doing this a couple more times across, and hopefully we'll find one.
Okay.
What we can do is change how we release water, when we release water, to help benefit those species that live downstream. From April to October or so, when the water starts to cool off, we don't run the turbine. TVA likes to generate hydropower.
Yeah.
That's how we make our money to do everything else that we do. So that was a decision that we made to get rid of that revenue from generating hydropower in the summer.
Some of these are truly boulders. We got a lot of leaves where we're sitting there. There's another, the green side. The little permit guys.
So what is this one?
That is the green side darter. Again, with the U-shaped markings on the side, or V's, depending on. So those are gilt darters. And when they're in breeding colors, they get this beautiful greenish bronze color.
So little.
So yeah, let's toss him back in and let him get about his day.
I'm assuming you've seen the payoff of that, right?
We have seen the payoff. We've seen boulder darters moving upstream in the river, so the cold water moving down the main stem of the river had pushed the native fishes out into the tributary stream. So they were hanging on out there. As soon as we warmed up the river, they started moving back in.
Okay. So definitely positive.
Definitely positive changes in a short time. We started in 2008. So over the course of 10 years,
like a decade.
A decade, we've seen a dramatic change.
A healthy stream is one that supports a diverse landscape of life. Sometimes it's easy to overlook the significance of one member or another, but the truth of the matter is balance is a big deal. While boulder darters may be miniature, their significance is hard to scale. And while we may not have found many darters in our net today, I take hope in the fact that folks are fighting to ensure they can continue to find a home in these waters for years to come. Keeping track of the musicians who have been made on the many stages of Nashville would be like trying to keep count of the number of notes those same names have played. But in a city like this, sometimes the stages themselves are as significant as the singers who have stood on them, especially when the acoustics establish a venue as an instrument unto itself.
Yeah, can you feel it?
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, it's like the room is an instrument itself. When you play acoustic music, you talk a lot about Resophonic Chambers, right? So
What's that?
Look inside the hole of your guitar, or I play the fiddle, right? So I can look inside my little skinny F-holes. When you look inside there, you see a resophonic chamber. You see an empty space that when the sound waves pulse through it, the whole thing oscillates and makes music. This is an instrument. Now you go to the Bridgestone Arena, that thing's an arena. It's a basketball auditorium. It's there for sports. It's there for award shows and TV. This is an instrument. This room actually sings when you sing in this room. It sings right back at you. And everybody in the audience can feel it too. Tom Ryman didn't just build a market or an amusement hall. This was a public house of worship in a non-denominational way where one could feel the same sort of passionate religious fervor that had really altered Tom's life and really given him a new life. I'd like to think that if Tom Ryman were to call up and ask for his backstage tour of the Ryman Auditorium, that he would look through here and he would agree that it fits in with his initial vision that this would be a place for all walks of life to gather. Charlie Chaplin played here, Jenny Lind, the Nightingale, Dr. King has been here, just you name it, they have all taken a bow on this stage. There's been so many people who have sat in these pews, and you know, you can almost see them out there fanning themselves and real salt of the earth folks. And since then, you know, when my band plays here, it looks a lot different. There's been some great cultural changes for what a place like this can be. So this one night it's a rock and roll room. The next night there might be a musical theater production happening here. You never know what you're gonna get at the Ryman.
What's it like for you when you're walking through those halls and up those stairs in this building?
Well, you feel the ghosts. You really do. You're coming up from the alley there, and those stairs that they're softened by the many, many feet that have trod here. The stage is softened, the backstage area, the pews. You can sort of rest in your own little cradle there. Every seat back's got a spot where somebody has just laid back. You just feel that cantankerous spirit, the dreamers that have all dreamed up something. If the walls could talk, if everybody had signed their name, there would be a signature on every square inch of this facility. It's really like not any other place that I play. And I play all around the world, but I don't ever feel it, all of it working together at once. The spirit, the history, the legacy, and then the current and modern urgency of it. Because this is hard to get a ticket in this place.
I set out on this trip looking to better understand Nashville and the diverse set of influences that enrich her. But even after a jam-packed weekend, I seem to have only barely begun. With more than 100 new residents arriving each day, I've found that not only is this city layered, it's evolving, growing more diverse and complex with each new addition. And while music may be far from the only thing that defines Nashville, I can't help but think that, although many of us may be humming her melody, this song is far from finished. I'm happy to add to the harmony of the humanity that calls this place home. And should you ever want to raise your voice and join us, whether it be for a weekend getaway or you're looking for something long-term, we'll be saving you a seat in the choir all the same.